player was blown up by Snowman. Sounds impossible, right? We all know that Snowman cannot use explosives, except they can. Because in this video, I'll get it and 9 other death messages that sound impossible. Like player was struck by lightning while fighting villager, or death.fell.accident.water. And of course, we're gonna do this all in survival mode because content. And before anything, let's first get some basic materials. Alright, and the first death message we're gonna get is player was slain by Herobrine. See, instead of this being clickbait, there's actually a pretty nifty feature that lets mobs' names integrate into your death messages. And so, we need a name tag and an anvil. Anvil acquired. I was looking around this cave, but I literally just found this dungeon. Useless. Ooh, I'll take that. And now we're just gonna get the name tag and get this lad over here, name him Herobrine, and now get it to kill me. Oh yeah, the textbird was slain by Herobrine. Why does this look so cursed? The next one is death.fell.accident.water, and you get it by dying of fall damage on water. And I know what you're thinking, that's impossible, but that's the whole point of the video. Basically, if you waterlog a slab and then build up 24 blocks, place a minecart on a block, and then break that block before getting into the minecart, and you'll get death.fell.accident.water. And now that's 2 done. Next up, we have player walked into danger zone while fighting llamas. To get this, we will first need to walk 1,000 blocks to the nearest llamas. Alright, I think this one should do, and we can just trap him in a boat. Now, to get the walked into danger zone part of the death message, we need to get some magma. Okay, so basically, we're gonna place the magma here, smack the llama so now he'll spit at me. Now die on the magma. Wait, that isn't the right one. I think it maybe took too long for me to die in the magma, so the llama spitting on me from earlier didn't count. So this time I'm gonna first get down to 2 hearts, so it'll be really quick. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the magma, and boom, the textbird walked into danger zone due to traitor llama. It's a little bit different, but it works. Up next, we have player was speared by zombie using wax lightly weathered cut copper stairs. I think we've hit a new level of ridiculousness. Anyway, the first step is to craft a spear, and then use the anvil from earlier to name the spear waxed lightly weathered cut copper stairs. And to get speared by a zombie, we're gonna need to first locate one. Ooh, I think there's a few zombies over there. Alright, so now we're just gonna drop the spear and wait for one of them to pick it up. Okay, a zombie picked it up. Now we just need that zombie to spear me. Yes, we got the death message! The textbird was speared by a zombie using waxed lightly weathered cut copper stairs. Anyhow, the next death message we'll be getting is player was frozen by skeleton. And the first step is to acquire some powdered snow. So after I got my stuff back, I began looking. Nope. Where even is all the powdered snow? Oh, I'm not even in the right biome. Bingo! What the heck is a duck doing in my lush cave here? Alright, the next step is to find a skeleton, and then let it shoot me until I'm down to 2 hearts. This is kind of awkward. Alright, so now all I have to do is to freeze myself to death. What the heck is the skeleton doing? Oh dang, the skeleton's about to kill me. Yes, we got frozen! And that's another one off the list. This next death message is actually really simple because it's just... No, literally, because this death message is nothing. And you might ask, how is that possible? Well, Mojang coded a death message for almost every single scenario, but I guess this one is just so weird that it just didn't have one. But before anything, I'm going to first get a little more gear, because some of these next death messages are going to be quite a lot harder to obtain. So to get this death message, we're going to need an ender pearl and a double chest. Okay, hello Enderman, I'm going to need your balls. Bruh, he didn't even drop them. Ender pearls acquired. Alright, so I found a river and got the thing set up. We're just going to throw the ender pearl, open the large chest, and yes, we got no death message. I had to kill way too many endermen for this. Anyway, that's 3 done, and no, I am not excited for these next ones. Alright, the next death message is player was struck by lightning whilst fighting villager. And of course, before anything, I'm gonna need to first find a village. So now that I'm at a village, I'm going to kidnap a librarian and then force it to give me channeling. Finally, he sells channeling. But because I do not have 26 emeralds, I'm going to scam the villagers by selling them their own wheat. Shh, don't tell them. Anyway, now I can get the enchantment book and a trident. Ooh, I think I found some drowns. And this one's holding the blue fork I need. And of course, he didn't drop it. Yes, finally a trident. This took so long. Hey, 89 durability, not bad. And now we're back at the village and we can just put channeling on our trident. Wait, where are the villagers? What the heck? So, yeah, I had to go find another village. At the new village, I cycled another villager until I got thorns. I combined it with an iron helmet before using a dispenser to put the helmet on a villager. All I have to do now is just to wait for a thunderstorm. Or so I thought, because the villager mysteriously disappeared. So after doing all of that again, I can wait for another thunderstorm. Ooh, I think it's thundering now. I'm gonna craft a boat because it's technically considered an entity, so channeling works on it. Now the only thing left to do is to punch the villager with the thorns armor so I take damage, and then use the channeling trident on the boat. Yes, we finally got this. This took literally 4 whole days. Also, by the way, I know that it says it was killed while fighting armorer, but in my book, that's still a villager. Anyway, the next death message we're going to be getting is player didn't want to live in the same world as player. This genuinely sounds like a paradox because how do you not live in the same world as yourself? But I guess it's possible in Minecraft. Anyhow, we're back in the death messages world, and if you're wondering why I only have my trident, it's because I forgot to clear my inventory before doing the villager death message thing, so every single thing in my inventory got vaporized by lightning. So I guess I'm gonna have to start from scratch. Stone pickaxe. Ooh, a village. Not bad. Whoa! So we're gonna first need to get some TNT and pistons. TNT acquired. Boom, bop, bam. I'm going to need to first dig down. Now the next step is we're gonna need to find the lowest bedrock. Then we're gonna use the materials from earlier to make this thingamabob. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to flip this lever, set off the TNT, and replace the piston really fast. And because Minecraft has some really weird piston logic, it'll break the block under the piston. Alright, here we go. Alright, so if I spam place here, and then if we break this piston, in theory, yes! There's void. That's crazy. So now I'm gonna set my respawn point, throw out all my items except for a bow and arrow, and now I'm just gonna shoot myself. Alright, now jump into the void. Yes! The Texpert didn't want to live in the same world as the Texpert. I got the death message. Next up, we have player was blown up by Snowman. I know this sounds fake, but there's actually a pretty simple feature I can use to get this death message. Because you see, any projectile can blow up an end crystal, and Snowman can shoot snowballs. You see where I'm going? Anyway, we first obviously need to get a snow golem, and we need 2 materials for that, snow and pumpkins. And I kid you not, I literally traveled 10,000 blocks just for some snow. What the heck? And on the way, I found this weird minecart thingy, so please comment down below if it's rare or something. Anyway, I found some pumpkins after a little more exploring. And the next thing we'll need is an end crystal. Ooh, room portal. Alright, so I need to find a gas to get those gas tiers. Wait, there's one right there! Bruh. Alright, now we're talking. But wait, it didn't drop anything. Let me check the footage. Yep, those items are gone. So I guess I'm gonna have to wait for another gas to spawn.
One eternity later.
Yes, we finally found another gas. Boom, second try. Let's go, the items didn't burn up in lava like last time. Alright, how do you craft this thing? You need eyes of ender? Fine. Boom, bop, bam. End crystal acquired. Now we're gonna build this little shelter thingy and then spawn in the snowman. Next, we need to find some bait. I think this guy should do. Alright, so Mr. Zombie, you only have one job. Can you just stand right there? Alright, place the end crystal and let's go! We finally got the death message. Maybe I should touch grass. While I was making this video, I realized some of these death messages might take me literal months to finish. And yeah, I don't have time for that. So for the very last death message, I'll be in creative mode. And the death message I'm talking about is player left the confines of this world while fighting Ender Dragon. So first we need to get to the world border, which we can conveniently just teleport to. Next, I can just summon the Ender Dragon, cross over the world border, and then let the Ender Dragon hit me before leaving the world boundaries. The Techspert left the confines of this world while fighting Ender Dragon. What an interesting death message. Thanks for watching and the